This is video number 25 in support of the 3D Experience CATIA generative shape design application. The item that I'm going to be discussing is the axis icon, which you can find in the generative shape design. If you are in that application and from the ribbon select the wireframe tab, notice that there is a pull-up menu here which has line, axis, and polyline in it. We have already done lines in the previous 5-6 videos, and now we're going to do the axis one. Now, when you click on that axis, a very simple dialog box opens up like that. And in the event that you have already drawn something, you have access to these options from the pull-down menu. Now, I just want to point out that the tutorials that I'm creating in this playlist, the CATIA V5 version of it can be found in this gentleman's YouTuber's video channel, but unfortunately is not in English. And although many of the tutorials are closely replicating his work, modified for the 3D Experience CATIA. Okay, let's move on. So I'm going to go to the generative shape design, it's a part file, and I draw something like a circle right there, and exit. So I drew the circle and I select the axis icon, and for the element I select the circle, and you have different options here. It's pull down menu. For example, along with the direction, if I select X, I get that. Select Y, I get that. And if I select Z, it's going to cause a problem. But it says I can't do it. Now, if you want that, you can go to normal to circle. That will pick up the axis along the Z direction in this case. Okay. Now I want to do something else here, cancel that. Let me go to, for example, this plane, XY plane, that this circle is also located, and draw a direction here, a line, just basically a line, exit. And let's click on the axis again. Let's click on the axis again, try it again. Select the circle and align with that direction. If I select this direction, it'll give me the axis there. This is neither X nor Y nor Z. Okay. All right. So we have tried normal to circle, and you can also do normal to direction. So this is the direction that I picked. Normal to direction is right there. Good. So let me get rid of these. All right. Let's check the ellipse. So select the XY plane and in it draw an ellipse. Okay. And yeah. And on XY plane, I will draw a line like that. Now notice that the ellipse is a different sketch than this direction. Okay, click on the axis, select the ellipse. Major axis is this, minor axis is that, and normal to the ellipse is in the vertical direction. We cannot select anything along a direction, because when you think about an ellipse, it has a major axis, minor axis, and the perpendicular to the axis, perpendicular to the ellipse direction. This is totally useless. We could do it for a circle and a sphere, if we're going to do that later, but not for the ellipse. Okay, so let me do the following now. I'm going to delete this, delete that, and delete my axis. Okay, the XY plane, sketch on it. circle, exit, and extrude it. And now click on the axis. I'll get the axis of that cylinder. Now, let me try this thing with the cross-section being an ellipse instead of a circle. So, for example, on this plane again, I will draw this time an ellipse, exit, and extrude it. No problem. Now let's try the axis. On that, it says I can't do it. So this works for a cylinder, but not a cylinder with a ellipse cross section. Now, let's do something else. Why don't we go to surface? Let's go create a sphere. Let me make a center, for example, right there. Okay, and we make it a full ellipse over there. Okay, and we can draw any line in space. Let me go draw any line in space. So, for example, I don't know, maybe on the YZ plane, sketch any line, any direction, right there. Exit. Okay, let's try a few things. Axis, you select the sphere, and notice that you have to pick a direction. So I'm going to pick this direction, and it'll give me the axis of rotation about that direction. Right there, you can see that. All right. So you got to be careful with the axis. It works for circle, it works for ellipse. Well, cylindrical surface works, but not for the surface with elliptic cross section. It works for a sphere, for example. And yeah, that's great.